Standard Scotch dramatic. Too big redder. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Today is a big update. Today we're getting the decals finally on the Fast and the Furious Eclipse. Actually, we're doing the Integra as well, but I haven't really been posting that car on this channel. I'm posting it on my other channel. You can check it out right here. So if you don't know what's going on with the Fast and the Furious Eclipse, essentially, if you check back my videos, I'll put another video right here so you can see, maybe right there. Right there, it looks good. I pulled it out of a field and completely redid it. I'm talking we redid the carpet, we redid the seats, we redid the steering wheel, we redid, actually we haven't redone the steering wheel yet. We're gonna get to the steering wheel. We redid the brakes, we redid the calipers, we redid, I don't even know, everything. Struts, lowering springs, the whole package. We've redone everything on this car. And you know what's cool? I've always wanted a Fast and the Furious Eclipse, and I actually just stumbled across this one. Actually, I didn't even know my friend owned these cars and just happened to own them. So, that said, we're gonna hit the road here. We got a little bit of a drive. We're gonna go to the shop and we're gonna start getting these decals on. We're gonna do the decals, we're gonna get the seats in on this video, and we're gonna get the steering wheel in. And I can't wait to show you guys the steering wheel because, actually, you know what? I can't wait to show you guys the steering wheel and the seats because I had to go above and beyond and out of my way to find these. Not that the car is an exact replica of the movie car. It's just one of those cars when you see it, you get the idea, you know? I mean, to do an exact replica of the movie car, finding the wheels. I mean, I did find a set of the wheels. You know what? I can't remember where in Europe it was, but I did find a set of wheels in Europe and they were like $15,000 USD to get those wheels to Canada. That's just not feasible. So the wheels that are on it will work. We did lower the car. The body kit, again, is not exactly, as you guys have seen in other videos, not the exact same one. Very, very, very similar, but not the same one, the same as the spoiler. But that said, it's still a tribute car, and I think that's cool. And make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't, because I plan on building a whole bunch of these cars throughout winter. I think it's gonna make some great content, a lot of fun. I usually somehow end up ripping around in a supercar throughout the winter, but I'm not sure if we'll do that this year or not. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know what today holds, and today is gonna be exciting, so let's go. So we got our backdrop and our canvas all ready. We got our decals all the way from Europe, and that is our goal. Good morning, guys. We're back. It's a new day. I let this kind of sit overnight last night because there was just too much water on there. I guess maybe I put a little too much on there. Let it dry. These ones came out really good. We're gonna peel those off now, get some of the white end of things put on here. Things are looking good. We got the interior together. We got the dash all together. Stereo sounds awesome. I gotta put the center console pieces back in there, but this thing's finally coming along really good. I'm pumped about this car, and I'm pumped that I'll be able to drive it before the end of the season. All right, let's get moving. So things are looking okay, but you can see from a distance, oh, we got a line here, and this is where she had the two seams, and I was concerned about this happening. And I didn't want to section the blue. This isn't a big deal because the door handle's here, so we can fix that. I'm gonna try and heat this up and see if we can't get that out of there. These other little bubbles, these will come right out. There's just moisture in there, see if you look close. See, there's water in there, so that'll come out. But this is a disappointment. I could peel it back, but then I risk it not sticking again, so that's another thing. I'm not sure what to do here. I think we're gonna try and heat it up. So I mean, it came out okay. This is where it was right there. So that looks good. I'll get the rest of these out. I'll work around the door handle. I am not a wrap guy. I hope this turns out because I ordered these from Europe. So there's that. So I'll take this apart. So this line right here, see how she has two separate pieces of paper? That was what made that line over there. And I'm concerned it's gonna be here as well. But we'll see. For the next side, I know what I can do. I can just peel it and work it that way. Anyway, we'll keep moving along here, see what we can do. I've kind of got the car to this point now. It's funny if you actually look up, and I've never noticed, maybe you guys haven't, but if you actually look up or Google Fast and Furious Eclipse, none of them are the same. Some have splash marks down there, some have them up there, some have them on the roof, some have a sunroof, some don't have a sunroof. Some of them have them lower, some of them have them higher, some of them have them back there. Like, it's crazy. These are pretty consistent across here, and I copied the movie car to do the same across there. These are peeling, and I just got a can of Plasti Dip. I think we're gonna actually fix that up and get some seats in. Well, we successfully got all of the decals on there for the most part. I'm still missing the spoiler ones. I don't know why they didn't come. I did get one of the seats in there. We'll get there in a second. Still waiting on the hood. Still have to do everything under the hood. But all of the decals are on. I think they look awesome. There's a couple little air bubbles that will come out after. We'll deal with that. But this side too is looking absolute fire. And we did cut around the door handle. Some people don't, some people do, but the original movie car was cut around the door handle. So we're gonna leave it like that. I've got all the decals on the bottom. We do have the wheel spacers in here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a video once the car is done, in case anybody's watching this later on. I'm gonna make a video explaining everything we did on this car along the way. So if you're watching this now, go back in my videos and you're gonna find somewhere a video where I sat down and talked about this whole car. All right, moving on inside. So we did get one of the Sparco seats in here today. I just wanna give a shout out to Planted for their shitty brackets that never seem to fit. Doesn't matter what car I put them in. This is about the 6th pair I bought, and these guys always have an excuse. These literally were supposed to be for the Sparco seat. This is an authentic Sparco seat, and they didn't fit. They were supposed to be for the car, they didn't fit. Like, I don't know what's going on in that plant with quality control, but it's no good. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We got the deck in here. The stereo sounds awesome. I can't show you guys though, because of course copyright. We need a nut for the antenna, or we need a nut for the rear wipers still, but we do have the stereo in here now. Looks a little bit different than when we got the car, I would have to say. And it pounds, it sounds awesome. So that's good. There's a capacitor down there. I don't even know if it's wired in. I didn't see that before. Things are looking good. I'm gonna put the cover on here so you can't see the subs from outside the car. I do have to, let's open that back up. I do have to put these in here more secure. This one obviously fell in the last few minutes while I was playing with the stereo. So we'll get those in there. There's some for here too. There are some for all 4 corners of the floor. I'm on the fence whether I want to put them in, but you know what? They look cool and they are here, so I'll probably put them in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the home stretch to finishing this thing. It's hard to believe. I actually pulled this out of a bush not too long ago, and here we are today. The car is almost complete. We've repainted it. We've redone all the decals on it. There's still a carbon hood coming somewhere. Vivid Racing. If you guys could hook me up with a hood that I ordered 9 weeks ago, that would be amazing. Not even a tracking number yet. Like, come on. I think we're gonna get rid of this tack. I think it looks tacky. No pun intended. Things are looking good. Now, I wanna show you guys another car. If you don't follow my other channel, you should. Just go to my channel's link on my main page and you'll see it there. This is an Integra that I picked up a little while ago. It was supposed to be a flipper, but I kind of fell in love with it as we did things, and I'm gonna walk around it real quick and explain what we have done to this car. 96 Integra, put a K20 in it. We did the 6-speed with the LSD. It's not done yet. We're just kind of working on things. We haven't even started it yet. I wrapped it blue. I did white wheels, and what I'm going for on this with the JDM front end and the Type R spoiler is it's gonna be like Mia Toretto's car in Fast and the Furious. So I'm just actually doing the decals as we speak right now, which is an absolute headache. So there's 6 of these big decals to go on this car, and they all have to overlap, and it hasn't been too enjoyable. We redid the entire car's interior, which is hard to tell right now, but we did go with the GSR seat, center console. We did do the K-tune shifter. We did do a Nardi steering wheel. And I put the back seat in it. It didn't come with a back seat, but I did put it in there. Obviously it was a red car. And you know what, the red paint, that's one reason I didn't paint this car. The red paint looked awesome on it. So I want to keep that going. And it looks good. I don't know what to do with this car yet. I did pick it up. It's supposed to be a flipper. I still think I'm going to. The problem is I am so far over budget on this car. This was supposed to be, it was a running 4G63T. Things were good. And then I was like, hey, we should lower it. And then I bought new wheels for it. Actually, it's the second set of wheels. I didn't like the first set. So with wheels comes tires. I had Chris K polish it. I ended up putting in it some racing seats that you can see. I did do a Sparco steering wheel over there. And then I put a deck in it and I put a sub in it and a bunch of interior pieces, again, over budget. We do have it apart right now. there was some things. There was a mystery high idle we couldn't find, and we ended up finding the injector seals have left the chat. So we have new injector seals on the way. Ironically, like I own an auto shop, but I can't get them anywhere. So Rock Auto is the supplier. So again, we've got, you know, things that went over budget. I did do a new intake system, or not system, but I did do that. It had a goofy blow-off valve set up on it. If you watch my other channel, you already know. It does have an upgraded turbo, which is cool. Same as the other car, we did the timing belt, the water pump, the serpentine belts. We fixed the exhaust system on this. Somebody did a real hack job and it was hanging low. And same as this, like red for ground, which is scary enough, but look how long that is. It's just a bunch of resistance sitting there. Fuel pressure is good on it though. We did a compression test, leak down, everything was good on it. I don't know if I'm gonna sell this car or keep it as a winter car, but it's definitely a cool car. I love this car so much. Let's get back to the green car. I don't even know what's next. We gotta get the passenger seat in there. After the passenger seat, we're on the home stretch. We gotta get the hood for it still, and then I'll do the final reveal. So let's get cooking. Okay guys, things are coming along here. So we've got this pretty much back together. We'll end up down the road. We'll do some touch-ups over there and touch-ups over there. I apologize, it's dark in here. I didn't turn on the lights yet. Things are moving along. We've got the subs in here. We got the stereo working. We put those panels back on there somebody had made. I don't know, they're kind of cheesy, but I actually don't mind them. We did get the new seal on here. There's been so much work to this car. I gotta fix this door seal. We did get the plates in there. Unfortunately, the new carpet is much thicker than the OE carpet, so this doesn't fit amazing, so we're gonna have to do some work there. Like I mentioned before, we have the Sparco seat in there. Still have to get the 5-point harness in there, but the seat's looking good. You wouldn't know this is the same car we dragged out of the bush not long ago. It's actually hard to comprehend that this is the same one. We've painted it, we've redone the entire interior. I have the Sparco steering wheel at home I'm gonna put on tomorrow. Things are moving along, except for the mechanical end of things. We still have the mechanical end to do on the engine, on the 4G63T. We have things like somebody has obviously 6-bolt swapped it already, and has this hideous mount. We're gonna do the mount conversion. I have the parts coming for that. We're gonna do the belts, and we're gonna do the water pump, of course. And then we're gonna figure out what all this, like why, you know, like we have zip ties. They didn't even cut the zip tie. Evap, purge solenoids, and like this shit paint, but we've got that going on. Now, more importantly, you're probably wondering where the hood is. You're like, Steve, you ordered that hood 9 weeks ago. I actually ordered the hood 12 weeks ago. I didn't tell you guys for a couple weeks. Vivid Racing is not in my good books right now. They have screened my calls. They've screened my emails. Jeff, I hope you see this, man, because you should be embarrassed right now. Like, it is crazy. You told me the hood was in stock. Then you told me they had to be manufactured. Then there was a 3-week lead time to polish the hood. Then you told me it was shipped and you gave me a tracking number that didn't work. I called you out on it, and in the end, nothing came of it. I'm at a loss for words, man. Like 3 months to get a hood that was supposed to be in stock, and I still don't have a tracking number. Still don't. We're into September. I ordered that back in spring and I don't have a tracking number. Blows my mind. Anyway, I digress. Things are moving along though. We've got the intake on here, and a couple things to do. As mentioned, like we're still missing the bolts for this. We'll have to find these bolts wherever they might be. This one runs pretty good. We think. We have not road tested it, which is probably ludicrous being I've already painted it and done all the decals and everything on it. We're gonna get rid of that tacky tack. Probably not a road trip car with those seats, but the seats are for the air of the car. Gonna keep on cruising. I'm gonna plasti dip these things yet. I did pick some up, so we'll get that done. I mean, we could wrap it or something, but you know what? I think plasti dip's gonna work good. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. It needs an alignment. Oh, I did get different tires for it, and I will show you guys. So, you know what? Hold on a second. And we're back. So this is a 215 4017. And I was looking at it, and I looked at the pictures of the lowering springs, and I'm like, it does not look the same as the picture, and I thought nothing of it. But then I noticed these tires were date stamped 2003. And although tons of tread on them, I'm not comfortable cruising at 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour with a tire made in 2003 that's been sitting in the bush and they were all deflated. So I went online and I just randomly looked up the spec of the tire and converted it over, and the tire is supposed to be a 215 5017. So with that said, the tire should be a full inch taller, and look at that. Problem solved. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get some new tires on it. I just went with a cheap all-season tire. I mean, obviously this car is not gonna see any type of weather. It'll barely be driven at best. So we'll get that on there, and then we're cooking with fire. Check it out, guys. I have it right here. This is our Sparco, early 2000s style, and the box looks like it. Steering wheel. So we're gonna open this thing up here. It is. Oh yeah. Look at that. That is gonna be sick. And it's gonna give so much room for the legs. All right, let's get it installed. I'm pumped. So this is the hub we're gonna end up using. And it's nothing too fancy. We'll end up definitely wiring these as a horn, but it's cool because they look like the movie Nitrous button. And where did Tegan put the steering wheel nut? Well, as per usual with the car, we had a problem. This sits in further than I expected. So when I put the race wheel on there, it hits the signal light. Or not signal light, sorry, the washer. Well, lucky for me, I'm a pack rat, and I didn't want to put a quick release hub on here, but I'm going to have to. I do have a couple of them kicking around, so we'll grab a quick release hub. And how cool is this, guys? This is like an actual one that came with the car. How cool is that? I should text this number and see if it's still active. I'm gonna do that right now. I did find that that's not a phone number, that must be a membership number. Hello. Looking through Facebook, I think I found our guy. And I mean, should I be posting this? I don't know, it's public, so why not, right? Boom, look at that. The car we're sitting in back in 2016. Look at that. How cool is that? Look at that right there. That's when it was like much cleaner than when I got it. How cool is that? That's so awesome. Oh man, I love that. Let's fire David a message here. Well, we sent David a message, and lucky for me, I'm a pack rat, and oh, I should fix that clamshell. We'll take off this one. And I did find the extended one that I've never used before. It's been sitting forever, but that definitely should sit deeper is what when I say definitely. Definitely puts the wheel at a nice spot. So I think we're gonna go with this and see how it turns out. I was gonna do the quick release, but I don't like the quick release, and this is just convenient to already have it. So we're gonna go with this, I think. Look at that. Look how good it looks. You guys can't really see the whole thing, but look at how much room it gives. It feels good. I'm so excited about this. Hey, if anybody knows of a 2G clamshell that's smaller, I haven't looked online yet, but let me know. And then we can get rid of this gap here. Because I know for other cars I've done, you can get smaller clamshells that this hole isn't as big. Maybe I'll check eBay. Anyway, looks awesome. Look at that. Boom. I love it. Looks good, feels good. Lots of leg room. Awesome. I gotta get rid of this tack. I keep looking at it. You guys think we should get rid of this? It's kind of cheesy, isn't it? Anyway, looks good. We got the stereo in. This thing is coming along. So I was actually just about to start masking everything off. I did put a couple pieces of tape in here. And then I saw this seal was ripped anyways. So I took the seal off. I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna take these off. Then we'll plastic dip them or hydro dip them or hyper dip them or whatever you want to call it. We're gonna coat these black so they match this, because they do come OE black. It's just peeled off. These are notorious for that. And then we'll put a new seal in it. And we're gonna get the seat belts in today and figure everything else out and figure out what we're gonna do there. All right, we're gonna let that dry back there. We put the last heavy coat on it and it should be enough, I think. I mean, you don't need a lot, but I usually do a few little light coats to kind of get things tacky, and then I'll put a heavy one on to avoid runs. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the seat belts now. Now, something I wanna point out before anybody says it is, although race harnesses, in my opinion, are rated safer than an OE seat belt, they're not legal for street use. There's a few reasons behind it, but the one is, should there be an emergency, and this is just what I'm told, should there be an emergency, it's difficult for first responders to pull you out of the vehicle, and I respect that. That said, put them in the car anyway, but we will have the OE seat belt still. Something I wanna point out here. So these are a seat belt. The last guy had them secured to the fiberglass. Now, you don't want to do that. Although this is fairly strong, in the event you are in a collision, there is an absurd amount of force and it's probably going to tear out. So if you're using them just for show use, sure, like, well, I guess why not, right? We're going to anchor them right to the floor or here, I'm not sure yet. We will use an M12 bolt because that's the size of hole we're dealing with is M12. So we'll use the biggest allowable bolt we can. And let's be honest, if you manage to break 2 M12 bolts in a collision, well, I don't even know what to say to that. So we're gonna get them on here and see how they look. I think they look cool. In the movie, they did have the Sparco seatbelt, Sparco wheel, or sorry, Sparco seatbelt, Sparco seat, and Sparco steering wheel. So, man, I'm just not digging this hole. I might go to a different hub yet. We'll see what happens. But All right, so I digress. These seats have, and seat belts have 2 points. So I'm used to the ones where the other ones would just be from here to there and then from back to here. So this actually has, this hole is threaded for bolts. So you have this as well as the other anchor on the other side. So there's actually 6 points of anchor on this seat belt. So although it's only a 4 point, so it's kind of weird. But either way, we'll get this on here and on there and see what we can do. All right, so we got that looking absolutely fire. I couldn't be more excited about how that looks. We're gonna get the other one in there now. I gotta find the screws for that center console cover thing. But things are really moving along. I'm gonna get some new door seals for the car and see where that takes us next. But we'll get that other seat on with the solid planted seat brackets that never seem to fit, but you spend a fortune on. Okay guys, check it out. I've got the new holes drilled with the old worn out drill. And we're gonna get this. We're gonna bolt it on here with the M10 bolts or M8 bolts and go from there. All right guys, check it out. Things are cruising along. I couldn't be more excited. I can't wait to go around this car and show you guys the things we've changed. Because when you look at the condition, the original condition of this car and what it is today, you'd never believe it's the same car. Anyway, I just got the interior all together now. Things are looking absolute fire in here with the Sparco seats, the Sparco seat belts. We got the Sparco steering wheel, all OG stuff. This is like, these seats are stamps 2001. Like super old school, too old to use racing today, same as the seatbelts. The seatbelts actually wouldn't pass anyway because they do have a little bit of fraying on them. Regardless, they still look fire. Got the blue shift knob in there now. Of course, like what would a Fast and the Furious car be without the steel or checker plate floorboard? I mean, let's be honest though, in the movie, we all thought it fell out. You look back now as an adult, how did it fall out? Regardless, things are cruising along. Stereo absolutely hammers in it, and we have the license plate. I want to show you guys the coolest part of what I'm pumped about here. It's not here, hold on a sec. I had to order this from Australia. So you guys saw we had the Blockbuster card. Check that out. What is a Fast and the Furious car without a Brian O'Connor driver's license? Wouldn't that be something if I got pulled over in this car and I took the time to actually hand the officer that license? If they knew the movie, they'd probably think I'm nuts or find me huge. Anyway, checker plate floorboard here. I do have some for the rear I have not put in here yet. I did fix that finally down there. We do have to tweak the stereo a little bit. Things are cruising along. We're gonna get some gauges for this pillar pod. I wasn't gonna put any in originally, but the movie car does have some. However, they are black, not white. So we'll get that done. Regardless, things are moving along. Now with that said, guys, make sure you join in, follow along, hit that subscribe button, because on the next video, this thing, we're gonna do a sick montage if we ever get a hood for it, because why wouldn't you wait 4 months for a carbon fiber hood? But things are looking sick. I can't wait to show you guys. We're gonna do a whole walk around on everything we did on this, because there's a lot of shit. Thanks for watching.